So many years were you in Detroit? I mean, you came there just because you were on the circuit, and
I did the roller derby at the east
on Jefferson.
Jefferson. This brought me to Detroit, and I just stayed there.
Uh-huh.
So what's that name? I don't remember how many years ago that was. It's got to be 50 anyway.
And then
55.
And then what made you leave?
When I stayed there, then I guess in my life I was kind of a self-educated comic, and I worked a couple of beer gardens there, and I got I think first one I worked I got $5, and I figured, hey, that's not too bad for one show. So I just stayed there, and I started working more clubs and more comic things, and then I went into show business that way, and I lived at the Detroit Hotel. And
which hotel?
The Detroiter.
Oh,
across the street from the theater.
Uh-huh.
And I worked Frontenac. I worked at 509 Club. Then I went to the Elmwood.
That was a major club.
And I opened the Elmwood with the Ames brothers, singers. And that's how long ago it was.
Can you just, for anybody who's too young and doesn't remember the Elmwood, can you explain how important that club was?
It was like the Latin Quarters in New York. It was like a real New York club. And they were the first ones to, except the Bowery. At the one time, the Bowery was a big club. Do you remember those days? The Bowery was Frank Barbero was the owner. And even though there were stars in the show, he had his picture in the ad. But every major name in show business worked the Bowery in Amtramck.
Oh.
Any name you want to name, from Harry Richmond to Ted Lewis to Sophie Tucker, all worked the Bowery.
Sonny Elliott told me a story about when he was 9 years old. He wrote a letter to Sophie Tucker. He thought Sophie Tucker was the greatest thing in the world. And she was playing at the Cass Theater in downtown Detroit. She invited him to go backstage to see her. And he asked her, how can I get in the show business? And she said, I haven't got anything to tell you. My son wants to get in the business, I don't know what to tell him. She said, just find something you like to do and do it.
Yeah.
That was her advice.
Wow. Yeah. Well, she was funny because she used to have to buy new gowns for every show she did. So she couldn't get the money over the gowns, she wouldn't work the job.
She never made any money.
No.
She
Gypsy Rose Lee worked at Elmwood. Danny, Sammy Davis Jr., every name that you want, and worked at Elmwood. And I was an MC, worked over there, and then I just came over and did my act. In fact, I'm the start of the thing called an auction. You know, what is it? Name your price.
Yeah, that wasn't
Price is Right?
Price is Right. That's what comes off of what I used to do as an auction. Harry Jarkey's auction, Crazy Auction. That was the originator of that thing. The Slate Brothers, remember the name called Slate Brothers? That was, and the Elmwood did, it was a high price. Well, it didn't cost you anything, but at those days, it was the spot of anyway. Everybody, the Elmwood used to, like you worked the Elmwood, it's like working the Palace in New York.
Right.
That's what kind of a category it had.
Prestige.
Huh? Yeah.
Prestige.
Do you remember any of the commercials you used to do on TV?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I think we used to, hamburger. What hamburger?
Big Boy?
Big Boy. They got after,
Yes.
I used to substitute sometimes for Swoopy on the midnight 11 o'clock show. And I guess I did too good because he always didn't say, no, but they put me on anyway. But I did get a couple of complaints, speaking about commercial, that I didn't get too sloppy with the hamburger.
That was a complaint?
Yeah.
Oh, because you were supposed to eat it?
Well, like Swoopy did with everything, blah, blah, blah. I just couldn't do it. And so they said, get sloppy. there were more don'ts than there were do's in those days. Don't
Yeah.
say this, don't say that. Don't look right, look left.